Good day, good sir. How might I be of service?
You can
start by explaining to me why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, sir. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just an agent. And I'm only obeying orders.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain. It's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders? Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You're demanding a second payment but refuse to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
Ó. Ja igen, tudunk használni megérzést, illetve karizmát, vagy meg tudjuk fenyegetni. Jó, nézzük meg a karizmát. 50%, vagy bejön, vagy nem.
Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lord de Sardet, nephew of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable, especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion, theft. You know as well as I that the congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That is a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise, without delay. Unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
I beg your pardon, sir, but you are not my master.
Moreover,
the attendant of the guard was quite specific, saying this affair should be handled with extreme discretion. So I seriously doubt that you'll be wanting to drag us in front of a judge. That would stir up the muck.
Whatever is he talking about, Kurt?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Itt valami nagy izé van.
This is preposterous. Your master is a thief. I have no patience for bandits and robbers. Either you give us back what's ours, or we'll take it.
Your idea of diplomacy isn't all that different from my own.
To the devil with ya.
Since you leave us no choice.
The merchant's clerk isn't hearing your arguments. The only thing left is a show of strength. Sorry, Greenblood. If I'd have known, I wouldn't have gotten you mixed up in this.
Jó, nem sikerült meggyőznünk, úgyhogy ezek szerint visszaszerezzük, de nem úgy, ahogy kéne. Ti jók vagytok? Nem jók? Egyen jobbak, kettővel? Gondba meg stázis mix. Viszünk mindent. Hát egyet törpintek. Sőt, mentsünk egyet. Hopp. Hopp. Jó, van százisunk is, el ne felejtsem. Kire rakjuk rá. Oké.
stop! I beg of you.
Ja, a vak az hogy harcolt így?
Yes,
Vagy nem vak?
yes. Don't hit me anymore.
Very well. I'm counting on you to deliver this merchandise as quickly as possible.
Yes, good sir. I'll take care of it immediately.
Van, ebből értettek, viszont a reputationünket vesztettük. Nem baj. Majd valahogy felhúzzuk azt is. Oda nem tudok bemenni. Ez hogy jutok be? Falon nem tudok átmenni. Más ott nem ugrik le. Vagy fel. Körbe kéne menni. Nézzünk körbe, meg kell nekem az a láda. Tuti van benne valami jóság. És hol megyünk be? Valahol itt? Nem. Nem olyan egyszerű, mint gondoltam. Se tudunk átmenni. Esetleg arra hátrébb. Jaj, de bonyi. Na várjunk, itt voltam a fonténnel. Visszajutottunk ide. Jó lesz ez is. Majd valahogy máshogy kéne eljutni. Majd csak kiderül, hogy hogyan. Innen kéne. Valahonnan. Itt megy végig. Ugye a móló. És valahonnan szerintem innen lehet kijutni. Jó, akkor majd oda is benézünk. Visszamegyünk a coinguardokhoz, leadjuk a küldetést. Szia, uram.
Sir Desade, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes. We were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 4D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit
pont
of
oda
time
menne
with
az a
this
csomag,
dishonest
amit most
merchant.
visszaszereztünk, ahol
Blatantly asking
megyünk.
us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing.
Csak nem
Your
tudják
Excellency.
feljutatni a hajóra.
But you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, no. If he finds an alternative solution that is less illegal, that would be fine. The
Igen,
method matters
csempészni
not.
akarunk.
But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Jó, akkor valahogy fel kell vinnünk a hajóra. Elvéteges.
You'll find all you need in our selection. Whatever you need to be the
Hopp, itt volt valami. Beast Essence. He's a Mr.
I still
Depusilon.
don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for
Ja, vele
departure.
beszéltünk az
I
elején. El
certainly
is
hope so.
fejtettem.
Would you be in need of my help in any way?
I need to be leaving.
No.
I have quite a few things to do before we raise anchor.
Zones controlled by other factions. Igen, egy másik frakció irányítja. Valahol nem tudunk belépni. Ja, aha, és szerezhetünk egy olyan felsőt. Torzolból kell egy olyan áruhát szereznünk, ami a frakciói. És azzal meg lehet át lehet verni az őröket. Vagy pedig stealthbe bemenni, belopakodni. Viszont akkor meg a megbecsülésünk sérül. Vagy a hírnevünk inkább. Viszont valahogy ide be kéne jutnunk. Itt kell beszélnünk a vaskó kapitánja. Ja, ott le tudunk menni. Akkor jó. Nem is be kell menni mellé.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that
Én
properly.
új-zélandi ember.
That porcelain is worth more than your life.
Hoppá.
There are some
Csak ér.
children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco,
And you are?
I'm de Sardet, the prince's nephew. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship. Not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear
Mondjuk,
anything,
hogy 2 napja
could you
hiányzik, az
report
nem
it to
olyan jó.
me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
Ja. megkeressük.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last
Ja, ugye
time?
a
It's been 2
nautok,
days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning.
ennek a tetkós
My men have
arcúak.
free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine passengers.
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
A smuggler? Maybe he could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. May I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
Ja, semmi.
A couple of heretics are planning on leaving Serene. The ambassador of Teleme has entrusted me with the job of capturing them.
Happy to see that you trust me enough to seek my counsel in the affair. Just so happens that I heard someone talking about the couple. The Cardinal's men are far from discreet. They're making quite some ruckus, asking to
Jó,
search
legalább
our warehouse.
neki van valami
We
infója.
of course refused entry. Only the Nords have
Zaraz nekek.
access. I'm
Hello.
sorry, Your Excellency, but I'm certain your potential stowaways aren't far. But we won't allow you to make a search to grab them. Not officially, at least.
What do you mean?
That discretion and malice are often more useful than titles and words.
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
Kérdezzünk rá a csomagra.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel.
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire.
Ezért akarják
If that
feltenni
shipment doesn't
a
leave
hajóra.
today, the commander will have my hide.
Mert egy hónap múlva jön a
I
következő.
understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to help you, my quartermaster is a half-crazed bridge troll. He's gotten into his head that a gang of ruffians want to use my ship to pass contraband over to TheFaceOut. He's placed guards where our cargo is being held before being loaded. All that is not in the warehouse and noted on the manifest will be left on the docks. Sorry, but your crates are gonna have to wait until the next ship sets sail.
Sorry, Kurt. At least we tried.
The commander is gonna have my head. I'm sure that's what he wanted in giving me this impossible task.
In that case, we're going to have to doctor the manifest ourselves. It must be at the Harbour Master's office.
Meghamisítjuk a manifestót.
You haven't heard anything about my cousin by chance, have you? To be honest, we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern, but I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some help.
Na de legalább tudunk valamit
We need to have
Konstantinról
a
is.
word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a captain, Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way into his jail.
Mi van még itt? Nem beszéltünk eleget
You
vele?
still haven't found your cousin?
Have no fear. I will bring him back.
I'm still without...
Jó.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavio and Lauro.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Be back soon, Captain.
Jó, ez maradt ki. Beszéljünk Flavioékkal. Csak az merre van. Oda kéne bejutnunk, meg a Harbor Masters Office-ba. Viszont ezek gondolom akkor vagy belopózunk. Clear out the warehouse guards. Vagy pedig keressünk valami áruhát. Jó. Szerintem keressük meg a kabinfiút. Utána keveredjünk keményebb dolgokba. Igen, the family of the rich man who provoked the cause. Valakit provokáltak a gazdag. Vagy valakiket provokált egy gazdag. Csának a családjának írtak. Náluk van, megölik, hogyha nem fizetnek neki. Most rendesen el lehet veszni ebben a kikötőben. Hopp. Smuggler's Journal. I have two. Van 2 új kliens. Az egyik a Alszatba akar menni. Az inkvizitorok is beindultak. Na mondom, lesz itt inkvizíció. Flavia.
Good day. Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Ó, de ezzel meg volt akkor ez is.
Seriously. What can I do for you?
Kaptunk egy jelet. Hogy hol lehetnek az eretnekek.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time? When you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there.
Zaklatott volt Jonas.
You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Jó, akkor Jonas nagyon iszik.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
Lauro szeret inni, és azt mondta, hogy elvitték Jonas.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
Akkor még nem 15 év. 15-25 éves.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Tényleg jó fiatal kapitánynak.
Good day,
Lauro.
sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Skivitel.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand? Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me.
Annyira
My
részeg
legs
volt, hogy nem
betrayed
tudott
me. Wavering they
beleavatkozni.
were, and I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool.
És ezért nem szólt a kapitánynak se.
No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left.
Ugye részeges, nem hisznek neki.
Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern.
Várja, most találtunk az előbb egy
I
levelet,
seem to recall that
ahol
Rick
valami
had been there.
gazdag
Play
gyereket
cards with him from
elraboltak.
time to time. Kind of fellow
Csak
who
elő
plays
volt
from
az.
morning to nighttime to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Jó, de legalább elvileg vannak szemtanúk.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Thank you, Laura. I need to be going.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here, I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
De valami tényleg nagyon fura. Ugyanott ittek, ahol Konstantin is volt. Úgyhogy egy helyre megyünk. De hol fogunk találni ruhát? Úgy kelleni fog naut felső. Mindjárt megnézzük, hogy van-e valami. Ezeknél nem mutat semmit. Ó, viszont ezek sokkal jobban néznek ki. Menjünk, hogy nincs poiser ez. Menjünk ezzel. Kesztyű. Így már emberesebben néz ki. Jó, más fegyverünk nincs. Tudunk is egy kis pajzsacskát. Viszont tudunk csinálni potit. Itt kéne. Haste Potion, Fury, Power Potion, Balance, Antidote, no. Magic. Itt van Health Potion. Magicből van, Health Potionből nincs. Ammo. Ezek Science level 3 kell. Jó, hát akkor ebből craftoljunk egy párat. Ez a Beast Essence meg Hawthorne. Akkor 2-t megcsinálunk. Jó. Hoppá. Ó, aha. Ezek quest itemek. Lehet csinálni Sleeping Potion-t, amit aztán bele kell rakni egy italba. Tehát kell keresnünk egy brandit hozzá. Mondom, akkor az majd kell valamihez. Ez meg bútorok építéséhez. Na, majd kiderül. Igen, többféleképpen lehet befejezni a questeket. Meggyőzés, intuíció, korrupció. Vagy készíthetünk tárgyakat crafting table-nél. Cunning. Hú, mi is a cunning magyarul? Ravasság. Talán. Illetve lehet harcolni is.
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you something this time?
Mindenki ide jön.
I'm looking for a Naut, a young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Ja, de tulajdonképpen nem sok segítségünkről lesz, de legalább tud valaki,
He
aki
would
tud
never give away
segíteni.
his chair at his table. Anything else?
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age, hair down to his neck, light brown, blue eyes, quite the talker.
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of
berendezés.
damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture
hajával mi
was broken
volt?
into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix
Ah,
it, I'd be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
a Metal Dowell-t ezért kéne megcsinálnunk, viszont azt nem tudjuk. Mert ugye nem craftunk van, hanem science-ünk, és arra kéne menni igazából. Úgyhogy ezt most
Here
kifizetjük.
you are, to cover your expenses.
Excellent. Honest books makes for honest friendships. Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows.
Várja, vagy akkor őt
They've a
kapták el?
storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and
Akkor róla szólt a
profitable.
levél.
But you didn't hear that from me.
Jó
In
van,
any
összejönnek a
case, if
szálak.
you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into. Seemed like a courageous fellow who could down his pint. Anything else?
I
Ennyi.
need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Szerintem meg leszünk. Ó, uram. Valami sárgálik. Előbb ezt felveszem.
The furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely
Ja,
violent.
hogy ez.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
Már kifizettük. Nem csináljuk
Who are
meg.
you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No. Have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I am here. I'm looking for a naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried.
Ezek
about
szerint nem
something.
vakok.
Didn't feel like playing.
Csak nagyon
now,
szarul néz ki a szemük.
And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Ha már egyszerű a szemtanú.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Akkor kereskedőnek a verőlegényei, azok
Who was the
vitték
rich
el.
merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, sir. You are in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was
No.
Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the
Ja, várj,
Timely
ott
embassy.
voltunk, nem?
Thank you.
Pont ennél.
You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by
Oda
his love for
kavarodtam
the
be
game.
valahogy.
Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Jaj, oda kell. Oda kell mennünk. Meg Konstantin lesz. Jó. Ez az ellenkező irányba. Igen, itt át. Aztán majd itt jobbra. Meg hát ezt megcsináljuk, és akkor kapunk egy Nautrusit. Mivel be tudunk slisszolni.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Igen. Igen. Ott a hölgy. Ő az. Elnézést. Ne szopas. Ő a hölgy.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sardet.
Én meg
And
voltam
to
itt
what do I
korábban,
owe
na.
the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, He had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it's their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
Kovályogok itt a kikötővárosban.
You must understand why.
Már vagy másfél órája.
We live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact. It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Itt bonyolognak a dolgok. Meg kell találnunk egy kabinfiút, aki kiderült. Hangos a game. Hát pedig nem, ezért nem úgy tűnik, de akkor szedek le róla. Mindjárt megnézzük. Nem sokat, ennyit mondjuk. Ja, az lehet. Na de most hova megyünk? Már megint nem tudom. Ja, Jonas kéne megkeresnünk. Mehetünk vissza Vascohoz. Jó. Elvileg valami megbízást kapott, és amiatt állt be a nautok közé. Mindjárt kiderül. Jaja, igen menők ezek a kalapkabát kombok. És ez van többségben. Az elején pont arról beszéltem, hogy nem sok páncélzat van, tehát ehhez hasonlók vannak, mint ami körtön is van, illetve ilyen kabátok, meg kalapok, meg egy-kettő ilyen lemezpáncél, talán.
Sir, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a naught. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Szóval ezért vették vissza, nem is tudták, hogy ide valósi Jonas. Csak megtalálták a szülei. És ezért elvitték, mert gondolták, akkor így jó lesz. És valószínűleg már a születés előtt eladták a nótoknak.
I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so.
Jó, nyugi öreg.
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her, that rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some contract with the Nords.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, Desade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nords. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such a call, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son because of some agreement signed between my uncle and the Nords?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is
szóval gyerekekkel fizettek a nautoknak dolgokért.
Breaking a contract with the seafarers
Farkasok szövetségét nem láttam.
Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
De gondolom akkor hasonló a titu ez.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Ja, az öltösködési stílus az a korszak. Igen. Erről is beszéltem még az elején. Hogy azért alaposan merít így a 18. századból. Tehát, hogy erősen a mi világunk. Csak egy kicsit meg van fűszerezve fantasy elemekkel. Kicsit sötét, kicsit sáros, kicsit fakó, de rohadt hangulatos.
Captain, sir, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
You're going to have to wait. We need to find a way to clear the access to the warehouse.
Vele csak véletlenül beszéltem, jó. Jó, vissza kell mennünk. Nem tudom, onnan kéne szereznünk egy nautzubbonyt. Hopp. Attention of the servants. Van a kanálisnál egy raktáruk. Ott fognak dolgozni. Aha, szerintem ott van. Ott van Jonas.
Shall we take a peek?
Mondjuk az jó, hogy csak így betotyogunk a házba, azt elolvassuk a leveleket. Úgy látszik, mindenhatók vagyunk. Most mehetünk vissza. Ne. Biztos egészséges ennyiszer elfutni? Az égő tetemek mellett? Na viszont ez az a raktár. Jól láttam, akkor aha, 2 bejárata is van.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
Ok. Akkor viszont megyünk. Jaj, amúgy az AC Syndicate is azért volt hangulatos. És hasonló volt. Ez nem jött össze. Viszont ez koponyás. Nem áll. Ok. 100 is használt. Ok. Gott. Jó. Akkor lopakodunk tovább. Kicsit hamar észrevettek. Hopp, hopp. Oh, ott van Jonas.
Locked. I don't have the key.
Vagy a kulcs kell, vagy egy lockpicking level 1. Hát sajnos egyik sincs meg, úgyhogy lopózhatunk tovább. Ehhez is egyes lockpick kell. Hát érdemes lenne arra beruházni. Nézzük már meg. Ez mi volt? Talent. Kötös szintnél jön. Hát ez még odébb van. Jó, van, tudom, szép munka. Hogy sikerült rájönni, hogy nem volt hang. Miért látnak egyből? Ups. A kamerakezelés egy kicsit szar. Aha. Haltam is. Hát ki kéne őket húznom. Egyesével. Or not. Jó, akkor harcolunk. Becsízeltük. Na. Valóban már csak egy health potionünk van. Most nagyobbat csapnak, mert leszett az armor. Hí.